abundant sunshine of Southern California for baseball night in America as the Pittsburgh Pirates find themselves on the ledge of wild card contention, and they've got to go through the two-time defending champs, the LA Dodgers, on the second game of a 9-game trip. The Dodgers have won 4 straight after a month of August that in a lot of ways they'd like to forget, but Mookie Betts starting to swing it better again. Oneil Cruz is back in the lineup for the Pittsburgh Pirates and homered last night, and Max Muncy has been Mr. Clutch for the Dodgers here this month. As we welcome you into Dodger Stadium, we are so glad you're with us with the World Series champ, Dontrelle Willis. I'm Connor Onion. A 500 stretch in the month of August for the Los Angeles Dodgers. The standard is so high here that 500 stretch, you start sounding some alarms a little bit.
Well, you know what? It's unacceptable for Dave Roberts in that locker room, but they felt like they righted the ship, especially offensively. Very important to get some key guys going. They finally started getting Freddie Freeman going. I love what you talked about with Mookie Betts. And still, they have one of the baddest men in the planet in Shohei Ohtani at the top of the lineup. Fatigue sometimes settles in. It doesn't matter what time of the season it is, but these guys are very experienced, and they always win the big moment in that locker room.
And by the way, it's Tarek Skubal starting. So there's that with all the accolades that you rolled off. So we'll talk Skubal as the night goes on. But Oneil Cruz, left-handed batter, all-star MVP potential. He's been much better against lefties this year.
You know what? The Allegheny is not here because we are in California, but he is light tower power. No one can cover the baseball better than him. It doesn't matter line to line. If you make a mistake, he can change the game with one swing. I love his speed, I love his power, and I love his cool, calm, and collected demeanor out there. He is somebody in that lineup that makes everybody in the Pirates lineup better.
D-Train missed 2.5 months, and you can feel the difference when you're down there in that Pirates dugout. The security blanket of having Oneil Cruz and that big power after he homered last night. Ready to roll on a Saturday night from Dodger Stadium. It's the Pirates. It's the Dodgers. Tarek Skubal to the mound next for LA. Beginning and a lifestyle change for Tarek Skubal. Hasn't looked his best in what's a very high standard for the 2-time Cy Young winner, but he's still been pretty good in his 3 starts.
You know what? There's always going to be some type of adjustment, especially in a new home ballpark, a new environment. You've been the sought-out guy, and there's going to be some hiccups. And I don't even feel like it's really been hiccups. This has not been his best, not the sharpness, not the conviction, but the velocity has been there, and he still has one of the best changeups in all of baseball. And so he gets an extreme amount of whiff rate, 49% whiff rate. That's the best in all of baseball on that changeup. I feel like that's a pitch that's going to be very important, but you just got to be able to give him a chance to be able to settle in. He's still looking for his first victory in a Dodger uniform, but once they come, Dave Roberts says it's going to come in a lot of bunches.
0-2 in 3 starts, looking for that first Dodger win for Tarek Skubal. And the starting lineup for the Pittsburgh Pirates, brought to you by Dick's Sporting Goods. Nick Gonzalez gets the leadoff call tonight for Donnie Kelly. He's having an excellent year at the top of this lineup that is 3rd in baseball with 5 runs per game.
Well, you know what? That's been the strength for them as far as at the top of the lineup, causing problems, forcing the opposition to play clean baseball, running the bases properly. But at the top of the lineup, especially with that big man behind him, he's going to get a lot of pitches to hit.
Now the Pirates 3rd in baseball in runs scored. Nick Gonzalez, who starts tonight against Skubal, is 3rd in baseball in batting average, having the best season of his pro career. Off and rolling on a Saturday night here from LA with strike 1 at 97 from Skubal to get it started.
Yeah, that's something I've been watching for since he's been in a Dodger uniform, being able to hold that velocity. Once he gets settled, just be able to see triple digits from him as well.
And he did in his last start. The issue for Skubal was a lot of foul balls and a lot of 3-ball counts drove that pitch count up. Threw a career high 109 pitches against Milwaukee on Sunday. He's ahead 1 ball, 2 strikes to the game's opening batter, Nick Gonzalez. Well, the Dodgers back to this turn through the rotation with Skubal, winning 4 in a row. They swept Colorado on the road and then beat the Pirates in walk-off fashion last night. Count goes level, 2-2. Last time he pitched was against Milwaukee. The Brewers took 3 out of 4 here last weekend. And you see that 3.24 ERA. For a lot of guys, that's a pretty good start with your new team. Back to the middle, but a well-shaded Tommy Edman gobbles up the first out of the night behind Skubal. This defense for LA, Dontrell, took a hit. Their best defensive player, Andy Pages, their center fielder, hit the injured list today with a fractured hand. Alec Thomas makes his Dodger debut.
Huge blow in that lineup, not only offensively but defensively. But Alec Thomas getting a chance to get called up from AAA. Really athletic young man, played for the Diamondbacks. I think he's going to be an elite route runner. We'll see how he settles in offensively.
That was Merlin Valdez for the first time for Pittsburgh. A couple of days off. The Pirates had a day off traveling out west, and then Valdez got last night off. He's ahead of Skubal 2-0. A very mercurial rookie. Valdez, great in July. Hasn't been as good in August for Pittsburgh.
Yeah, you got named Rookie of the Month. And really promising power and somebody that you can put in the top of the lineup, maybe in the middle of it as well.
And back to the middle. He ramps it into center field for a base hit. So those 2 days off, right back in there, and he's got a base hit against the 2-time Cy Young winner.
Too young to have 2 days off.
A lot of the boys do.
Should be illegal. Make a rule change on that.
Absolutely. You go out there and play every day, but did a good job of putting himself in a hitter-friendly count. He's going to be aggressive. He understands that Skubal's going to be able to throw that fastball. He just hits it right back up the box.
It's like the Pirates in their clubhouse yesterday were having a little fun with Nick Gonzalez. DHing for the first time in his career at 27. They felt like he went into uncharted territory age-wise across the new plateau. You're DH now at 27?
When you make it to the big leagues at 19, you're getting younger and younger. Now you're elder statesman at 27.
Right. Well, Brian Reynolds, switch hitter, when they're batting third tonight in front of O'Neill Cruz. Hitting for a higher average, batting right-handed this year. And takes a strike, and it's 0-2.
See, over the last couple starts, that sequence of the changeup and the fastball has been missing. You see Skubal have some frustration early on, being able to not have that ability to get ahead of hitters and really see his whole pitch mix.
Man out and a man aboard. And Reynolds lays off the high heat. Well, that was one thing that Dave Roberts pointed out to us, is because of the extra adrenaline for Skubal, he sprayed his fastball and didn't get as much swing and miss as we're used to seeing with him in his first 3 Dodger starts. And back to the box for Reynolds. That's down in front of Thomas for a base hit. So back-to-back singles from Valdez and Reynolds, and the Pirates have it cooking here in the first.
Excellent game plan thus far. You're looking at the Pirates staying in the center of the field. It doesn't matter thus far if they're ahead in the count or behind the count. That's a breaking ball that stays up in the zone. Especially if you're ahead in the count, really knows that ball needs to be down to try to get that ball on the ground.
And now, Dontrell, this should be a fascinating matchup tonight. Cruz against Skubal.
And I would have bought a ticket, but I got in for free.
Good. Ear-to-ear grin over there as we get to see this matchup for the first time. Left on left. And Cruz wastes no time and rips it into the right field corner. Valdez circles third and heads home. Windmill on for Reynolds. Here comes the relay, and no throw as it one-hops Freeman. An RBI triple for O'Neill Cruz. 2-0 Pirates.
Talked about it in the open. He makes everybody better in that lineup. That type of presence. And he can change the game with one swing. This is a ball down in the zone. He's hunting, and that's usually for a lefty. That's the nitro zone. He just throws the hands and lets Skubal supply the power. He was off to the races.
O'Neill Cruz at times earlier in his career unplayable against left-handed pitching. The infield is in. It bounds off of Skubal, and Flores gets the job done even with the infield in. Cruz, after his triple, makes it 3-0 on the RBI rollout for Rafael Flores.
Being able to score early and take the Dodger crowd out of it. Very important at Chavez Ravine, and that's the formula. If you can achieve that, especially how deep this rotation is and how much firepower they have in the rotation, to be able to score, huge.
Jake Mangum takes a strike. Yoshinobu Yamamoto yesterday, and then you get Blake Snell tomorrow. You're right through the gamut of Cy Young pitchers for the Pirates offense. A jam shot out to short. Mookie Betts fires on to retire the side, but very aggressive Pirates lineup. Couple of first pitch ribbies. O'Neal Cruz and Rafael Flores make it 3-zip. Starting lineup sponsored by Dick's Sporting Goods. It is an early hole for this Dodgers lineup that will start it with Shohei Ohtani on his bobblehead night. They're also without one of their big sluggers. A 20 home run season for Andy Pages, but he's out for at least 4 weeks after he took a 100-mile-per-hour fastball to the left hand. Well, this is a very cool day for Jared Jones from Whittier, California, 23 miles from here. Grew up a Dodger fan, watching games in this ballpark with his grandpa Roger, who is here tonight with the Jones family. You can imagine the pride for Grandpa Roger watching Jared pitch against his favorite team.
You know, dreams are beautiful, especially when they're positive, and so this young man being able to overcome some adversity, especially in his health, only 14 starts over his last 2 years, and he comes back and he's in Dodger Stadium in a day game touching 100 miles an hour. Doesn't get any better than that.
Well, quickly to business. That is a beautiful story, but quickly to business with Ohtani up there, the 4-time MVP, and he's fallen behind 2 balls and 1 strike. Jared did say that his grandpa will probably cry when he throws the first pitch to Shohei Ohtani. But the fiery right-hander against the MVP is now 2-2 on a ball that was painful for Shohei. Got him in the lower body for strike 2.
Yeah, that ball was tailing away from Shohei, and he's trying to pull it in. That's what happens when you have that shin guard down there. A bit of a backdoor slider, and he gets on top of that, and that is not a good feeling.
Well, of course, the knee for Shohei Ohtani has been such a big part of the conversation around him pitching. And he sprays that one foul. He did throw a live session today. So in that 2-man MVP race right now, he might add something to his candidacy if he can get back to the mound here in the next week or so.
1000%, and I love what I saw from him as far as throwing the baseball with conviction.
Opposite way again and out of play.
He also spun it real well. I'm glad that we caught the tail end of that as far as throwing the breaking ball. Not only the hard slider, but the nasty whooper duper. I like to call it the slow one. So he threw all his pitch mix, and he felt good about it. And so did the front office back there shagging.
Swing and a miss. Jared Jones, a nasty changeup. And his return to Dodger Stadium starts with a strikeout of Ohtani.
You know what? Being able to throw a 94-mile-an-hour changeup, which is harder than my fastball, is truly impressive. But that's why, if you're the front office of the Pittsburgh Pirates, you have to find a way to keep this young man healthy, to pair him with the rest of that rotation and have a full season under the belt.
Freddie Freeman hitting an even 300 at the start of the night. Takes ball 1. Well, it is a stoic glare all night long from Jared Jones when you watch him pitch. You figure he's not going to be intimidated seeing all these MVPs. Well, he showed the change for the strikeout and a big curve for strike 1.
Well, that's why you're not going to be intimidated. Being able to possess that type of stuff. You have 1-on-1 in the back pocket, and you're able to show the ability of throwing a changeup and a breaking ball as well.
He gets into the hands on Freeman. A ball and 2 strikes. When that fastball is up for Jones, it's almost impossible to hit. Get that up to the top rail. And it has been good night most of the year for Jared Jones. And he strikes out Freeman. He does go up top, touching 100 for back-to-back strikeouts.
Being able to change eye level. It doesn't matter how hard you throw. Showing the ability to be able to attack hitters at the top of the zone and then slow them down at the bottom of the zone. It makes for a tough cover. Now, since July 24th, he's struggled, had a 7 ERA, but right now he seems to be very aggressive in attacking the Dodger hitters in the strike zone.
Hey! You take that stretch for Jones and complement that with Betts' recent run. Mookie Betts looking a whole lot more like the guy that you expect him to look like offensively lately. He's behind 0-2. Even Dave. Challenge from Betts.
I think he's going to win this one.
Oh, wow. Overturn.
0-2 becomes 1-1. We did have a little ABS history last night. 11 challenges. Tied for the most in a game in the big leagues this year. And back through the middle, and it's fielded by Gonzalez, and he throws out Betts for a 1-2-3 shutdown inning for the Whittier, California native Jared Jones. 3-0 Pirates. IndyCar races through the heart of Washington, D.C. in a once-in-a-lifetime spectacle, celebrating America's 250th. The Freedom 250 coverage begins tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. Eastern, only on Fox. Pennsylvania Avenue, usually 25-mile-per-hour speed limit. We'll be going about $1.75 down Pennsylvania Avenue past the White House tomorrow.
Better man than me.
I mean, that's a test of focus if I've ever heard one. Going past the National Mall. I mean, that's reason for Gaper's delay.
Oh, what a great scene. And a test of endurance as well.
The Pirates got Tarek Skubal for 3 runs in the first inning. O'Neill Cruz hit a first pitch sinker into the right field corner. RBI triple. And the third time allowing 3+ runs in the first inning in the career for Tarek Skubal. A broken bat, flare out to shallow center. Edman can't get there. And Nick York with a 2-strike single to start the second for Pittsburgh.
Shortstop, number 19.
Yeah, this looks like a change-up, and York being able to be strong enough to be able to muscle it out to the outfield. And now we're starting to see a sequence of seeing the hitter staying in the center of the field. They're not trying to pull the ball. They're hitting the ball right back up the box, especially with the off-speed. He's giving up the hit with the change-up. Now with the breaking ball, he's going to have to be able to start sequencing that ball down in his zone and try to get some ground balls.
Lead batter Jared Triolo takes strike 1. So that's all 3 primary pitch types that the Pirates have a hit against Skubal on. There was a sinker that O'Neill Cruz hit into the right field corner.
Now that pitch was a good pitch. It's just sometimes you got to tip your hat and say, hey, they drive nice cars too. But the base hits, especially with the off-speed being ahead in the count, got to be better.
Open wheel cars like IndyCar?
A lot nicer than those. But it's also getting a feel of the pitches and really just getting your heart rate down to be able to get the ball comfortably out of your hand how you know.
We had York 2 strikes. And can't put away Triolo. Further down with the changeup that time.
I don't mind that miss down there. That's where he needs to be. He needs to tunnel that fastball down.
That's the pitch that's always in your mind as a hitter when you face Tarek Skubal. Major swing and miss on that changeup. And it goes downstairs, almost painted the fastball.
Calls the ball, the pitch is challenging. Call confirmed. Los Angeles has 1 challenge remaining.
But that's better sequencing. He threw the changeup, and now the fastball tunneled out of there, and now the hitter's locking up because mid-flight he's looking at it like that's the same pitch, and the fastball velocity beat him down. Now, if you want to go up to change eye level, you can do that.
2-2. And back through the box one more time for Pittsburgh. Living in the middle of the yard against Skubal the first time through. And back-to-back singles for York and Triolo. Be the 9-batter Henry Davis coming up with 2 aboard.
Number 32, Henry Davis.
Well, tonight's telecast is sponsored by Progressive Insurance, a grand slam for your budget. An idyllic Saturday night in Southern California for Tarek Skubal. Some early trouble. 3rd time that he's ever given up 3 first-inning runs. And now 2 aboard for the 9-batter Henry Davis. And he drops a bunt. Max Muncy throws on to first. A rare sight for the Pittsburgh Pirates. But a 170 hitter at the plate. They drop the bunt. And 2nd and 3rd, 1 out.
Whatever it takes to continue to tack on runs against the best arms in baseball, I'm all for it. Always showing the ability to be able to turn over the lineup already in the 2nd inning.
So back to the top of the card with the infield pulled in for Nick Gonzalez, the hot-hitting middle infielder for the Pirates. Loses the bat. Ball goes the opposite direction. Strike 1. I think we're going to get a visit from the Pine Tar doctor after this one.
Absolutely. That's a good fastball by Skubal being able to drive it inner half, trying to jam Gonzalez. Very important. Even when I hit as a National League guy, that stick and stick is up and down, almost to the label. Got Georgia bred a couple times.
That's why you hit all those home runs.
Don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bob. You don't do that. Not a lot at all, but
no, you could shake and bake with the best of them. The pitcher that raked. Up top, 1-1. Gonzalez is in the race for batting title this year. Luis Arraez currently holds the top spot, but right behind Arraez, Yordan Alvarez is Nick Gonzalez.
Short, easy swing, very compact. Excellent pitch right there with Skubal being able to use that cutter right under the swing path of Gonzalez.
Those are the National League leaders. We got Freddie Freeman at the start of the night for the Dodgers at an even 300. Gonzalez will have to catch the 3-time batting champ Arraez. Bring home his first. And he tied him up again. Went even further inside than the last pitch. And Skubal with his first punch out of the night.
Excellent pitch right there. Back-to-back cutters. Inner half. There's nothing that Gonzalez can do with that pitch. Can't keep it fair. The depth change late. Right off that fastball.
Now is Merlin Valdez, the rookie right fielder for the Pirates, with 2 out there and 2 outs. Swings and misses. It's more what you're used to seeing from Skubal, getting the swing and miss on the change.
1000%. You're seeing him be able to go to the glove side with the cutter. Now the change up, especially Valdez hunting to try to drive the ball early.
0-1. Swing and a miss, and then he rushes it right past him. What do you like here?
He has options. Be careful, especially middle in if you're trying to go cutter. But last time he left the changeup up.
Valdez not a good 2-strike hitter. 0-2.
So far in his Dodger career, in the middle of the count, you're seeing a lot of fastballs that are non-competitive, and it allows the hitter, the more pitches they see, the more confidence they get in.
1-2 deal. And he's downstairs, changing eye level again. Pattern has evolved here. Fastball, changeup, back and forth we go. Skubal hit 35 pitches. It's a priority for him in this start to work deeper than 6 innings. Not happy with his efficiency last time out. Oh! And a narrow miss. Valdez tempted on that high fastball.
3-2.
But back from 0-2 to 3-2. Valdez has been the Pirates' worst two-strike hitter this year. They're trying to come all the way back against Skubal. Here's the payoff. And he got him on the foul tip into Rortveit's glove. Against the Magician, Skubal Houdini's out. Second and third, 1 out. 2 left for the Pirates. They lead it 3-0. Dodgers with work to do. Middle of 2. If there are any concerns of nerves for Jarrett Jones being back near his hometown, all 3 runs in the top of the first will help. So will a 1-2-3 inning when it's your turn.
Talking to the manager, Don Kelly, he said he is not going to be afraid. He's going to be charged up, and he runs at a level where he wants to smoke against anybody. So you see the stuff that he possesses. It's a frontline guy for sure.
He said the color that comes to mind when I think of Jarrett Jones is red. He could be a matador. Max Muncy. He's ahead 3 balls, no strikes.
I mean, the career that Max Muncy's had in a Dodger uniform, things he went through in Oakland, and all of a sudden he comes in a Dodger uniform, and so many big moments, especially in this stadium. One of the premier hitters of all time in a Dodger uniform.
Part of all 3 World Series championships after, you mentioned he was in Oakland before and almost retired. Power player sponsored by Freestyle Libre is Max Muncy. And who did he pass? Our good friend EK for the most home runs in this ballpark.
The legend, the big brother. Pure class.
That's foul.
The EK was on the call last week, that last homestand for the Dodgers. And very EK fashion.
We already know. We already know where you're going.
Brother.
Yeah, absolutely. He's always rooting for and supporting the Dodger blue, especially what he means to that organization.
It's up top for ball 4. And Jones climbed back into the count, but loses the first base runner of the night for the Dodgers. But you can resonate with that, right? The EK was supportive of Max breaking that home run record here. Sandy Alcantara has taken down some of yours in Miami.
Taking down everybody. You want to talk about innings pitched? You know, he's hunting the complete game record. Quality starts. Everything's under his belt, man. Longevity and success down there in South Florida, man. My hats are off to him, man. And I'm got a chance to know him very well, and really, really good leader and ace in that locker room.
Tommy Edman scalds it foul. You didn't want Sandy to get traded, so some of your records.
I wanted. I still talked to him, and I texted him a couple weeks ago. I said, man, that complete game record is still there, Sandy. He said, I'm trying. I said, well, stop going 8 and go 9 a couple times, and love to pass the baton to you, brother.
Last night's walk-off hero is behind 0-2. Tommy Edman had Pirates fans very happy when he got traded out of the National League Central. Tommy Edman, in his career, has hit the Pirates better than anybody. And not here. Jarrett Jones sets him down on 3 pitches on that high heat again.
Jarrett Jones is going to live upstairs, especially if he's extremely hard to square up because of the life and obviously the velocity, anywhere from 98 to 101. And also, that fastball counter has a tailing action on the arm side. So after seeing that changeup down, you're going to see him often go up there, try to get the swing and miss.
Now Kyle Tucker. And you probably heard it through your TVs back home. A big cheer. Some reverse psychology from these Dodger fans for Kyle Tucker, who was booed the last time the Dodgers were home. The last 2 nights, even with that 0 for 24, they have stood and cheered for Kyle Tucker.
You know, this fan base is second to none as far as how interwoven they are and the lifeblood of this great city. And so They root for everybody, all 25, sometimes 30 guys that come in that locker room. And so they understand that he's having his struggles in his first year, and they want to try to pick him up because they understand he's an important piece. And if he even comes back to be the shell of himself on both sides, that's another component that helps them have a parade. So I really respect. And listen, I've been booed before when you're not playing well, and there's nothing that you could tell a player, especially if we've got to that level that we're not telling ourselves, you know, when we're struggling. And so this is a situation where they're trying to pick him up.
A fly ball, shallow center field. Those long strides of Cruz have no problem tracking down out number 2 off the bat of Kyle Tucker, who's now 0 for his last 25 at home. His career started with the Astros, last year with the Cubs. That earned him the big contract. And that's part of it, right, is there's such a microscope on him because of the $240 million contract. But 240 mil or 40 mil, 690 OPS is not what you expect to get from Kyle Tucker. Here's Teoscar Hernandez. Swings and misses.
Teo's battled some injuries this year, just 11 home runs on the year, 43 RBIs, but in big moments, especially the title runs, man, he was important, especially in the mid to bottom of that lineup, providing some thump, especially when the pitcher gets settled and you dealt with Freddie Freeman, you dealt with Shohei and Mookie Betts, and all of a sudden you take your foot off the gas and try to throw me give me over a breaking ball, and you're not getting that baseball back, and that's when he is locked in. And so between him and Kyle Tucker, they pick it up, man. That elongates that lineup.
Jones has him 0-2 with 2 outs after the walk to Muncy, and he struck him out. Jared Jones with an electric start in front of 24 family members here in Southern Cal tonight. 3-0. We've seen one Pirates Southern California right-hander shoved to start this game. We've got another one on the mic with us, Paul Skeens, who's back in his home state. Hey, Paul, welcome back home. How are you?
It's great to be back. Good to talk with you guys.
A little bouncer toward Muncy at third for Reynolds, and a tough play in the stretch made by Freeman for the first out of this third inning. Well, you get an off day mixed in here and a full weekend at home. What's on the docket for a little homecoming for you?
Yeah, I got a full off day, which was pretty sweet on Thursday. There are worse places to spend an off day. Yeah, went to Universal Studios, which was nice. And then yeah, going to have dinner with my parents, I think. Dinner with my family, I think, tomorrow. So it'll be a good trip.
Paul, this is the first time you haven't pitched at Dodger Stadium when the Pirates come into town. Is there any extra flair, extra juice? You don't need any extra, but is there any extra, especially with family in town?
Yeah, yes. It's hard to say how much. I think I've pitched 2 weekend series games here in the past couple years, which is, you know, it's pretty fun. And then doing it in front of your friends and family is awesome. So a little bummed I missed this one.
Well, Paul, you've earned the microscope with how you pitched early in your career. Of everybody wants to watch every single pitch and analyze it. When you self-evaluate your 2026, what's your self-critique? What grades would you give your season so far?
Probably not quite as high as the last couple years. But I think there's some stuff that has been controllable, some stuff that hasn't been controllable for me. And so I've thought about it a little bit. I'll do a lot more thinking about it once the off season comes. You know, it's hard not to kind of get in that thought process during the season when it kind of hasn't gone how you want it to. But just got to keep pitching, keep attacking every game.
You know, I've been super excited, especially with that rotation of how much firepower you guys have. And obviously, you're at the top of the rotation. Take me into what you see from Jones, because when he is locked in, man, he has possessed some of the best stuff in all of baseball.
Yeah, he's pretty fun to watch. Pretty fun to be around every day and pretty fun to watch. He just attacks every hitter, doesn't care who's in the box. You said it, he's got some of the best stuff in the game, and he knows it, so he's not afraid to go after anybody with it.
Now O'Neill Cruz swings and misses. The curveball got him. Well, Paul, you and Tarek Skubal have quite a bit of crossover the last couple of years, both Cy Youngs, both All-Stars. How much time have you been able to spend around Tarek and pick his brain?
Yeah, the WBC was great for that. That was kind of the first time I got any substantial time with him, and it was awesome. It was everything I could have hoped it would be. Just an unbelievable human, obviously a great pitcher. The pitching, everybody sees it, and to some extent I don't care about it because he's a good dude. So it was just great to spend some time with him, and always root for him when he's pitching, except for today.
Now, I know in college and in high school you had a nice little swing. Do you wish you hit in the big leagues and had a chance to go up against a guy like Tarek Skubal?
Yeah, I'm glad I don't hit in the big leagues. Especially facing guys like this. I'm good.
Furthest home run you ever hit as a two-way guy? What was it?
Oh man, I know it was over 400. I don't know.
I'm out.
I'm not sure. Air Force is a big yard, but it's also at 7,000 feet. So I mean, if you guys tell everybody that I hit a ball 500 there, I wouldn't deny it. Probably didn't happen, but yeah, that was a good place to hit.
Okay, so over the pavilion at Dodger Stadium, you're saying you'd flirt with that, going over the roof here.
Well, if Dodger Stadium were at 7,000 feet and had 40-mile-an-hour winds blowing out, I might be able to get it over.
Well, Paul, thanks for doing this. Appreciate the time.
Yeah, appreciate it, guys. Good to talk.
Paul Skeens, appreciate him. And not a busy weekend on the mound, but a bunch of friends and family here. Everybody wants to talk to Paul when he comes home here to Southern California.
You know what? One of the best arms in all of baseball and one of our stars in the game. And really a leader in that locker room now, even in his young career. The accolade speaks for itself. And love how he spoke about his teammates. Very important.
Well, his World Baseball Classic teammate Tarek Skubal with an excellent third inning. 1-2-3 for the Dodgers. 3-0 bottom three. The manager of the Dodgers, Dave Roberts, is with us. Doc, thanks for doing this. Tarek Skubal's fourth start for you tonight. What have you thought of Tarek's stuff so far?
I think the stuff is good. I think the first three starts he was doing some overthrowing and an extra adrenaline, new ball club, transitioning. I think the stuff is good. I think early on he was, left the changeup low, didn't get it to the dirt, couple flares, and then tried to get ahead with Cruz and then the double down the line. But I think right now the fastball is good. The slider, obviously, that last strikeout looks good. The fastball has the life in zone. So I think he's settled in right now.
Doc, what have you seen as far as the mental makeup of your ball club, being able to struggle and overcome that, especially over the last couple series?
I think that, kind of resilience, and we haven't played our best baseball, for 6 weeks. And I think that Colorado series in Denver, we played really well all around. So I think it's time to go. And, you just got to know with a group like this when to push and when to turn it on. And obviously, Jones is throwing the baseball well right now. He's got a big fastball, but I still like the at-bat quality. And that's something that, we expect, through October.
Doc, thanks for doing this.
All right, fellas.
Alec Thomas in his Dodgers debut. And tried to hold up. He did not. That's that big fastball Dave Roberts is just talking about for Jones. One.
He always has that in the back pocket, and he tried to slow down Alec Thomas, but in the end, he's going to be able to trust his fastball. And you notice that he's keeping it on the arm side. So if you're going to get on top of that fastball, he's going to challenge these Dodger hitters to try to hit it with authority and catch up and hit it to the opposite field.
Well, just one base runner so far against Jones. That was the walk to Muncy to lead off last inning.
So.
Final guy, first time through, Ben Rortvedt.
Now there's a shadow because of the timing of the game, which makes it even more difficult to try to pick up on the spin and the velocity as well.
Off the end of the bat, left center. And Jake Mangum calls off Cruz. And a first time through the order with no hits for Jared Jones. Above and Beyond, sponsored by Jersey Mike Subs. It's a two-man race right now. Shohei Ohtani coming to the plate here. Pete Crow Armstrong making a push against the four-time MVP.
PCA's been absolutely outstanding on both sides of the baseball. But Shohei Ohtani also getting his foot down has been phenomenal over the last month, and also working his way back to be able to get on the mound.
Through live today, that was double good news for the Dodgers. The live hitter that he faced, Will Smith, Dodgers catcher.
He was not letting anything get across that plate. He was challenging Shohei to try to cover that velocity as well as the breaking ball. And so that was promising on both sides, because Will Smith is just so important. He calls the game well. He comes up with clutch hits, especially with 2 strikes. And obviously Shohei Ohtani working his way back to ultimately get ready for the postseason.
Hitters count for Ohtani, 2-1. This was earlier today, about 4 hours before the game. Ohtani against Will Smith. It was a pretty big crowd. You can't see it in the stands, obviously, but dugout railing was jam-packed to watch these two guys.
Even had Andrew Friedman out there shagging. Street clothes. Very excited, very giddy for him to see his prized weapon be able to work back onto that mound. And so, love what I saw from him throwing the baseball with conviction. Love the breaking ball that we talked about early in the ball game as well. And so that man right there is just so important to this organization, especially over their successful years.
Ohtani stays alive. I think if you told Andrew Friedman, if he had to shag for all 162 games, if Ohtani could come back tomorrow and pitch, sign him up, right?
Yeah, I think Shohei Ohtani, if he wanted to, he'd pitch his next start. If he wanted to. But obviously so important in that lineup, man, to be able to come back when he's fully ready.
Another 30-homer season for Ohtani. It's the 6th straight year he's hit 30-plus home runs.
Ooh.
Man, that buzzes the tower. He bends out of the way for ball 4. Big hitter, big fastball. It ends in a walk up at the eyes.
That will wake you up, especially when you're seeing fastball after fastball away from you, and then all of a sudden Jones pulls the fastball to the glove side, up and in. 100 miles an hour will wake you up.
You could hear that screech from up here. You went, oh, hello. Oh. A little early evening caffeine.
That little sizzle, especially when the fajitas come by you. That little fajita sizzle.
You just need an onion volcano and you got the full thing there. Man. Freddie Freeman struck out on a 100-mile-per-hour fastball the first time against Jones. And he's gotten a little erratic his last 3 pitches. Only 2 base runners, the walks. 1 to Muncy, now 1 to Ohtani here with 2 outs in the 3rd. Reno. You mentioned Jones, how the numbers the last month or so look bad in totality. It's really one blow-up start. He didn't pitch well at all against the Mets. He gave up 8 runs in that start. He came back last week and looked like himself again. 5 innings, 1 run. Fastball was sizzling like it is tonight. He's off to another good start tonight. In a 3-1 hole. And back-to-back walks. With the middle of the lineup. Coming up, 2 aboard for Mookie Betts. 32 bites, 1 champion. Vote for the signature dish you would most like to try. Complete the Ballpark Bites bracket for a chance to win tickets to try these decadent bites at a stadium of your choice. Vote at MLB.com/bracket. I think our crew heard onion volcano and decided we're going to talk food for a minute.
Not mad at him. I'm hungry. I think this is a good time for a mound visit because you're seeing the consistency of the arm side miss. Now, he had commanded that at the top of the strike zone, but because he throws so hard, a minuscule adjustment can get you off whack, and now all of a sudden there's non-competitive fastballs. And so you don't want to be able to throw this type of lineup where they can just have one swing to get back into it. Too veteran-led and too much firepower up and down the lineup.
Put yourself in the mind of Jones here. What would you have wanted to hear from Henry Davis, your catcher?
Hey, you're good, man. We're one pitch away. That's okay. You know what I mean? Let's just bear down. Which way do you want to go? Do you want to throw the breaking ball, or do you want to go hunt the fastball early?
He's dealing with a hot-hitting Mookie Betts.
Oh!
And he yanks the fastball. It's not been as pinpoint with the fastball the last couple of batters. That has him in this first jam of the night.
This is a situation where if you're the Pirates and Jones, you don't even need to set corners. You want to set thirds so you have that whole plate.
And out to right field. This pushes Valdez back, but he makes the catch. And Jones wiggles out of trouble for the first time tonight. 3 walks, but no runs against him. End of 3, 3-0. Take home a piece of the game. Bid on game used jerseys, baseballs, bases, and more at auctions.mlb.com. With the D-Train, Dontrell Willis, Connor Onion. Start of the middle innings in a 3-0 game with Tarek Skubal. Looking to Jake Mangum, Nick York, and Jared Triolo. From Dave Roberts' last inning about Skubal. Feels like the stuff is in a good place.
You're seeing over the last couple of innings, he's starting to really get a good feel of that slider to the glove side. I feel like everything is starting to open up for him as far as I know I have this pitch in the back pocket that I can land and not only get swing and miss on one side. Now I can start to work east and west, not only with the slider, but the fastball as well.
Mangum jams it foul for strike 2. 3 runs that first time through the lineup, all in that first inning.
You got it.
And since the second revolution through, 5 up, 5 down, nothing doing.
Good.
Sometimes in the bullpen you have your aha moment as a starter. Sometimes you have it out there to where you finally slow your heart rate down and really see how that ball's coming out of your hand. See, slider and the fastball in the same tunnel. Now the changeup's down more, so now he's starting to feel his release point. He'll get better about putting guys away and more confident, but right now it's baby steps about just having the sequence and being able to show the hitter that you have command of all your pitches.
Up and in, and that's a foul ball. You could tell that changeup that he left up early in the game stuck in Dave Roberts' mind too. He went out of his way to point out that pitch. Now it's been different since.
No, you're good.
Also, this is going to be very difficult. Mentioning the last inning, now you're starting to see the shadows start to come in between the pitcher and the hitter. Very difficult, especially both these starters have high velocity to be able to pick up not only the velocity, but the spin out of the shadow.
The strobe effect coming at you. And Mangum still battling. These are 2 high-effort guys going at it in the shadows right now. Skubal, we mentioned how amped up he's been his first few starts. And Brandon Lau said it best, Jake Mangum. No governor on this guy.
Wow, excellent job by Magnum being able to cover the fastball inner half, and that's a great changeup by Skubal down and keeps spoiling it. Now you're winning the battle. Even if you get out, you're still driving Skubal's pitch count up.
Very interesting for Jake Mangum. A good bad ball hitter. Chase numbers are high. But then you see him do this. Reach out, foul a ball off. The next thing you know, you're deep into an at-bat, 8 pitches deep. And here's the everyday center fielder when Oneil Cruz was out for 2.5 months. Now pitch number 9. And Skubal finally puts him away. Rortvedt completes it, and 7 in a row retired by Tarek Skubal.
You saw what Rortvedt did, though. Tap the ground. We want this ball down onto the ground. Like, you know what I mean? He's gonna offer at it if you get it down. Skubal made a sight adjustment. Perfect pitch down to get him to chase over and get a strikeout.
Well, it hasn't just been more outs for Skubal second time through. 5 of the 6 he's retired have been strikeouts. And all of them swinging. Didn't have a strikeout first time through the lineup. It was a up the middle approach for Pittsburgh. It was for Nick York, and now he's got that elevated fastball going.
And now the velocity is starting to tick up a little bit. Early on, it was 95, 96. Now he's touching 7.
0-2. Swing and a miss. Just power ball, 99. And that is 6 strikeouts and 7 batters for Skubal.
Feeling good about your mechanics, getting downhill, trusting that you're going to be behind that baseball and throwing it right through the target with conviction.
Now the last guy to reach against Skubal, Jared Triolo. He's feeling good with that number 1 right now. Shaking your head over there.
That's what I do, baby. No, I'm just playing. No, but it's fun to watch when guys like that, like a Paul Skeens, when they start to really lock in, and it's like, regardless of what the result is, you can tell they're throwing the baseball with conviction, not only just at the plate, but mechanically, and they're feeling good about how the ball is coming out of their hand. And so, you know, pitching's fun, and it's a big-time weapon.
Looking for 9 up, 9 down. A jam shot over to first. Freeman has a beat. Does he have room? He does! Over near that spot where he took a spill last week. The courage for Freddie Freeman to go get it.
That's exactly what I was thinking about that play last week, that he was going to go into the dugout, and I said, Freddie, you're too valuable, stay out. And you know what? That's why he has a gold patch on his glove, making plays like that.
Max Muncy with the first hit of the day for the Dodgers. Into the right field corner, and he's got extra bases. 3 hitless innings for Jones, no more, as Muncy stays out in the month of August. Lead double here in the 4th.
Yeah, excellent at bat the first time around, and he saw everything that Jones possessed as far as the breaking ball, changeup, and fastball. And he wasted no time this second time around, being able to get the bat head out, elongate that swing, try to get this Dodger offense going.
Well, Muncy has awakened the Dodgers offense, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 times in the last 2 weeks or so. And one of those swings that comes to mind, that bases clearing double he had in their last homestand. And his record-breaking home run, pinch hit, 3-run home run to give the Dodgers a lead. Trying to be the table setter here in the bottom of the 4th against Jared Jones.
Tommy Edmonds made a living, especially in the Dodger uniform, being successful with runners in scoring position this year, hitting .304 with 21 RBIs.
Uh-oh. Snap down to second, and Muncy scampers back on the strong throw of a very good defensive catcher, Henry Davis.
You don't run on Davis. He loves to possess that howitzer, if you will, and he'll go behind runners, and so it's pop time to lead, and he is athletic. You see how he's able to get out of his position and really get that ball loose, so you have to be careful wherever you are on the base path.
2-0 on Tommy Edman. It's 3-0. And Henry Davis has a shot to win a Gold Glove in the National League this year at catcher. He has held the run game beautifully. He's been a wizard at the ABS Challenge. 3-0. And in for the first strike of this sequence, 3-1. Seen a lot of hitters count second time through for Jones. Back-to-back walks last inning that didn't hurt him. Leadoff double this inning. And another walk. 4th walk of the night for Jared Jones, who has been untouched on the scoreboard so far. He's part of our Fisher Investments player profile. Was born in Whittier, California. His sophomore year moved to La Mirada and was going to Texas, University of Texas, to be a two-way guy. And then the Pirates said, you know what, we'll pay you over slot, give you a little more money. We want you in the organization now. And now that he's through the injury that had him out for a year and a half, they are really happy with that investment. Kyle Tucker shows a bunt and jabs it foul.
I like the attitude to be able to get both those runners in the scoring position, and he understands. He documented that he struggled, but this is a guy in Jones that's very difficult to bunt off of because of the late light, obviously the velocity and the movement telling away from you.
And he's been wild last 2 innings. Snaps it in for strike 2.
That might have been the best pitch you were going to see to hit if you're Kyle Tucker. That is 98 miles an hour. It doesn't really in. It was middle in. Something you try to do damage on.
Tucker in another hole trying to snap an 0 for 25 in this ballpark. And a bouncing ball. Triolo shovels to second. The turn to first is not in time. And split them at the corners on the fielder's choice now with 1 away.
As soon as he saw that ball hit and where it was going, Tucker hustled out of the box to avoid that double play ball. Excellent turn by Gonzalez. Tucker did a good job of getting that foot outstretched and down back on that bag as quickly as possible.
Well, Jones thought there for a second he had 2 for the price of 1. But instead, he'll deal with the bottom of the lineup for the Dodgers with this 3-0 lead for Pittsburgh. With 1 out and Teoscar Hernandez at the plate. He did not. We've had that combo of Tucker, Edman, and Teoscar Hernandez, who have not been themselves lately offensively. But a big sequence this week in Colorado could have been a turning point. And a jam shot to right field and foul. But there was that sequence in Colorado. Those 3 guys came up in order. Double, double, double.
They're so important because now if you look at that Dodger lineup, and if I'm starting against this Dodger lineup, where can I take a breath? You know what I mean? You're dealing with the top of the lineup with the thump, but also the middle and the bottom of the lineup can beat you as well. And so they are so important. Teo, when he's right, he makes a living in these situations. Running in scoring position and taking advantage of the pitcher's mistake, especially up in the zone.
Well, Jones has that big fastball, and Hernandez has not slugged fastballs like we're used to seeing. That's where he went. Down to the zone, 2-1. Teoscar Hernandez, 2019 to 2025, 2-time All-Star, slugged over 500 against fastballs. 25+ homers in 6 straight years. And Jones misses on the slider, 3-1.
Excellent take by Teo, trying to get his foot down early to be able to catch up to that velocity. All of a sudden, the slider late. That's a pitch that Jones wants him to roll over and hit on the ground for a chance of a double play.
3-1. He breaks it in there. Beautifully done through the front door. 3-2. Tip your hat to him there.
Absolutely, because Teo's looking out over the plate. All of a sudden, that backup slider locks you up a little bit. Stills a strike.
At the corners with 1 out. 3-0 in the 4th. And a ground ball through the left side for a base hit. Hernandez with 2 strikes breaks up the Jones shutout. It's 3-1 in the bottom of the 4th.
Excellent piece of hitting. This is the pitch he was looking at. This is a fastball, high velocity, middle down in the zone. Wanted to get timeout, but all of a sudden pulled a Jerry Harrison Jr. fake call timeout, and all of a sudden forces him to be short to the baseball. Load very quickly. Gets the RBI and gets the offense going.
Southern Illinois legend Jerry Harrison Jr. Good catching up with him yesterday. He does a great job.
That's my guy.
Dodgers pregame show.
Nomar, John Hartung, Very blessed to be a part of that crew.
Well, can Jones limit the damage against the bottom of the lineup? Alec Thomas takes outside. And another batter that Jones has fallen behind against. After he hadn't allowed a hit until this inning. Double by Muncy has come around to score. And bat flying again. It's the second time tonight. Saw Nick Gonzalez do that. And the torpedo into our camera well for Alec Thomas.
Trying to catch up to that high velocity and not enough stick 'em in. Sometimes it gets a little greasy out there, though, with this type of heat. Afternoon, late afternoon start. We walked out there to try to watch Shohei Ohtani. He was on the back end of that sim game.
Two-one. That's outside. For the record, you were the first to retreat to the clubhouse in the middle of the heat.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I just started in South Florida. Yeah.
Savvy. 3-1. Well, chance at a first big moment as a Dodger for Alec Thomas. He joined the team today with Andy Pages out at least 4 weeks. Taking the ball off the hand last night from Bubba Chandler.
Such a big opportunity for this young man to show his tools. He can run, occasional power, but very big spot for him to show offensively. He has that responsibility at the bottom of the lineup.
When the Dodgers got there, I think a lot of minds went to what Justin Dean did last year for the Dodgers in the playoffs. Speed guy that can play good outfield. And through the left side for a base hit. Alec Thomas with his first Dodger hit. Here comes Tucker to the plate, and it's his first Dodger RBI. Thomas has made it a one-run game.
Excellent piece of hitting, allowing that breaking ball to travel deep. Usually with a high velocity guy, you want to get that gear going, and sometimes you want to get that bat head out in front and catch up. He let that baseball travel deep. He never moved out of his game plan, never overswung. He just wanted to put the ball in play and let Jones supply the power.
Well, Jared Jones from unsolvable the first time through the lineup to his first major trouble of the night. And now this Pirates lead hanging on the tightrope in the bottom of the fourth. Well, look at Johan Ramirez up in the Pirates bullpen. With the 9-batter Ben Rortvedt coming up. And Jones has been on a very strict pitch count. Pitched 75 of the night. As Rortvedt bunts it back to him. Jones goes to third, and they got him on the force out. Teoscar Hernandez out there, and they get the lead runner for the second out.
Showing the athleticism. And it helped that Rortvedt bunted it basically back up middle. Jones showing his athleticism to be able to get the lead runner. Huge out for him.
Well, Jones still has the lead, but now with 2 on, 2 outs. It's the start of the third time through with Shohei Ohtani. The ceiling for Jones this year has been 85 pitches. After a year and a half of not pitching, he did throw 85 in his last start. He's ahead 0-1.
And we forget, you know, it's scorching out there down on that field, and so now you're starting to see this is the last 6 batters. He's behind in the count. He's missing onside. The mechanics start to get out of whack, and so you have a good eye of your starter right now, and you're not going to allow him to get in a situation where the game can get away from him.
Last batter here, no matter what. It's a dramatic pause.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking at that bullpen, and he seems to step up against the top of the Dodger lineup where you're seeing some sharpness. He's not out the woods just yet. He's going to have to make a pitch regardless if he's ahead in the count.
Top of the Dodger lineup against Jones tonight, 0 for 4. You have a couple of walks, including Ohtani last time up. 2 on, 2 outs, 2 strikes. And it's 2-2. Jared Jones used to watch Clayton Kershaw pitch in this ballpark, being from Whittier. He remembers all of Clayton's big moments in this ballpark. He finds himself in the spotlight with all those people that he wore Dodger blue with as a young kid coming here from Whittier. He struck out Ohtani to start the game. He would love to make another memory right here in the jam. Another 2-2.
As the game has progressed, you're starting to see that fastball that he got swing and miss now be non-competitive when he really wants to charge at the hitter and have that max effort.
Bullpen phone is busy. Base paths will be busy. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And nobody was home. Redirected that throw to True. All 24 of the Joneses watching them were like, oh boy. Jump start time for the runners. Payoff pitch is high and wide. Thomas puts on the brakes at third. He had a thought of maybe giving that a go, but he'll stay put to load up the bases.
I think they might go get him.
He's 3 pitches away from that season high of 85. And it looks like Donnie Kelly will give him Freddie Freeman. Bases juiced. And ball 1 to Freeman. You're surprised by this?
No. They're trying to get him through it so they can set up the bullpen to have a clean inning. They're saying, young man, you got to dig deep.
1-0. Ball. And up top.
It looks like to me mechanically all of a sudden his legs are starting to get heavy on him, and he's trying to figure out how to get that fastball downhill with still the velocity that he needs to beat hitters.
A juicy count for Freeman. And it drops in for a strike.
Excellent call right there. When you see somebody struggling with their fastball and trying to pinpoint it, the breaking ball behind in the count, you're just trying to land that pitch for a strike in the count.
Double up.
Absolutely.
Bases loaded. And he got it through there. Back-to-back sliders.
That's the pitch. And now that puts another wrinkle in the hitter because you still have to honor the velocity. Ooh.
The Dodgers have just one challenge. Freeman did not use it. Might have won it. Probably would have won it. And he skies this to left. This should have Jones out of it. Mangum puts an end to the 4th inning. Likely the final pitch Jared Jones throws here back close to home. He keeps the lead with the Pirates. Dodgers offense awakens against Jared Jones. A little run support for Tarek Skubal, who has not given up a run since that 3-run first for the Pirates.
Yeah, you've seen him make some mechanical adjustments, especially getting that hand out in front, getting that fastball downhill. Also, I think that slider has really helped him get back in the strike zone with all his pitches thus far.
Henry Davis soared there from Skubal.
One thing that has been true throughout the entire start, whether it was first time through and he gave up the runs or second time through, working ahead a lot.
Always the key, no matter if you're throwing hard or not. Get ahead and stay ahead. And keep the hitter on their heels as best as you can.
His 0-2 deal. And that is strike 3 to Henry Davis. 7 strikeouts that time through the lineup alone. Pitcher profile sponsored by Wendy's. Tarek Skubal in the first inning. Early count swings for the Pirates. And since then, 2 hits, no runs, 7 strikeouts.
Ball.
He just completed a perfect second time to the lineup. And struck out all but 2 batters. Now he gets Nick Gonzalez. And back up the box, Tommy Edman, just like he was the first time up for Gonzalez, is in the right spot for out number 2.
But now you're seeing Skubal be more aggressive in the strike zone with all of his pitches and doing a better job of following the mitt. Even early on, especially in the other starts, he would get swing and miss and soft contact, but the glove would move in the strike zone. Over the last 3 innings, you've seen him be able to really hone in that fastball, that slider, and now starting to get that changeup down in the zone.
Ball.
That early fastball, lack of command, that's what we saw the first 3 starts, right? Amped up, spraying it. Merlin Valdez takes it at the top rail for a strike.
I'm out.
I mean, big lifestyle change too, right? The first time that Tarek Skubal had been traded, only organization he knew was Detroit. And everything was a first for him his first 3 starts.
And he came onto the scene with this Dodger team when the offense was struggling. Coming into this ball game, they've only scored 4 runs while he's been on the mound, and so all of that factors in, you know, and you also want to be able to hit the ground running too, and so oftentimes you try harder than what you need to, so that's expected. But thank God that this rotation is getting healthier as he's been on the staff to get better and better as well. And
first base runner for the Pirates since the second, when Jared Triolo put together back-to-back singles with Nick York. And it's a 2-out walk. This is what you're talking about, D-Train. The run support hasn't been there. It's been all low-scoring games for the Dodgers when he's pitched.
But he won't make that excuse. He knows he has to be better, and especially with the fastball spraying around the strike zone. And this is the best he's looked, especially over the last 3 innings in the Dodger uniform thus far.
And Mr. Everyday, Brian Reynolds, standing in there with 2 outs. You know, Donnie Kelly said something interesting to us about O'Neal Cruz coming back. He doesn't feel like anybody benefits more from O'Neal Cruz coming back, other than maybe Donnie Kelly's sleep patterns, than Brian Reynolds. And the pitches he's going to see now. Early in the year, Pirates, they went into the All-Star break. They were the best offense in baseball as far as runs scored. And Reynolds was on a tear.
Right.
O'Neal Cruz goes out, and that's where the dip for Reynolds in his season's been.
There's a couple components. Now, when you know O'Neal Cruz is down for a significant amount of time, you put it upon yourself. You start expanding the zone, trying to do damage.
Up.
And so what happens with that? Now you're swinging that pitcher's pitch, and now you're getting yourself in a slump. But then when you have Cruz in that lineup, man, it forces the starting pitcher, or really the pitcher on the mound, to attack you. So you know you're going to be able to see pitches to hit. So if you want to talk about a prize lineup protector, it's that man, O'Neal Cruz.
It's the guy holding the hammer.
Man. And again,
1-2.
doing a good job with Gonzalez and company providing the traffic. One swing like you saw last night, tie ball game or maybe a lead.
And who was the guy that set that up? Brian Reynolds, right in front of him with a double.
Also in Pittsburgh, I love that it's a great sports town, and the fans are starting to come back, and they believe in the process of all these guys. And if you look at Paul Skeens and Jones, they can pitch.
Strike 3 called, and Reynolds rests the bat on the shoulder on a nasty breaker from Skubal.
And that was even a better pitch right there. Skubal's looking like he's locked in finally and pitching with good rhythm.
It's back-to-back nights in LA where the Pirates get 4 innings from their starting pitcher, and it's back-to-back nights. Johan Ramirez works for Donnie Kelly out of the Pirates bullpen.
Yeah, this is one of their plus guys out of the bullpen, and he's been absolutely outstanding, especially over his last 24 ball games. Just a 1.04 ERA with 41 strikeouts.
Since around the All-Star break, Ramirez has been awesome. Oh, Mookie Betts brushed back. That got him.
Yeah, this is a fastball that took off, and sometimes Ramirez can get on the side of that fastball. Instead of having the sinking action, he'll take off. You can see the rotation of that baseball, and Mookie had no chance.
Well, after what happened last night, Andy Pages going to the injured list. Last thing you want to see is something up and in. This was last night. Bubba Chandler threw a 100-mile-per-hour heater to the left hand of Pages, who's now out at least 4 weeks.
Really unfortunate. And he obviously is a focal point, someone that's worked to tell off to be one of the better players on their team and really in baseball. And that monster first half catapulted him from the bottom of the lineup to the top of the lineup.
Well, Max Muncy, just like last time, shoots it into the right field corner. Betts will run off that hit by pitch by scampering to third, and he will stop there. Streamers and 2 straight at-bats for Max Muncy. He's got a couple of doubles for the Dodgers.
Yeah, you can see he's dancing. The hips don't lie. Getting a breaking ball up in the zone. That is in his nitro zone. Being able to have that poolside power. Says, let's go, boys.
Max Shakira Muncy.
I love it.
Was that?
You saw the banter that we had during the Shohei outing.
There was no Shakira talk during it.
But he's playing good baseball and such a focal point just from the power standpoint and the leadership standpoint. How many times when you saw this offense dormant year after year, Max Muncy all of a sudden hits 2-3 home runs in one game and wins a ball game by himself and allows his offense to catch up.
And the Pirates led this game 3-0 after a half inning. Skubal has held him in check since. And Tommy Edman, right field line and foul. But these middle innings for the Pirates have been interesting. Once their starters out of the game, they've been a lot better since the trade deadline when they added 4 new arms. And kept Ramirez, kept Gregory Soto. Mason Montgomery's been awesome in the back end. But this has been one thing throughout the season holding the Pirates back.
That's why starting pitching is so important, to be able to navigate the lineup and keep the game intact, especially getting to that 6th inning, because now you can cause matchup problems with that bullpen. If you have to deploy 4 to 5 guys every single time, it only takes one guy to be wrong to blow the game up.
Drawn in infield, down to first base. That is a fair ball, and Flores looks the runner back. Betts stays at third, and Ramirez has his first out. Edman doesn't think so. He thought it was a foul ball. Dave Roberts thinks so too. And he's out of the Dodgers dugout.
Yeah, because anytime we have a runner on.
And this is in front of the bag.
Ooh.
Remember, it has to be behind the bag to be reviewable.
That was fair by almost a foot.
Mike Estabrook, the first base umpire, and that was, well, from Tommy Edmonds' standpoint, definitely looked foul to him.
It definitely looked foul, especially from that shot from home plate as well. Huge out for the Pirates in that situation.
But nothing you can do about it.
And that's why Dave Roberts asked the home plate, because he has the perfect vantage point and knew that baseball never got close to that bag.
Now Kyle Tucker takes ball 1. How big would this be for Kyle Tucker to break his long drought? It's now 0 for 26 at home in these last 2 homestands. Got the tying and go-ahead run out there with the infield in. Ramirez home. And grabs a strike at the knees.
Oh, you're good.
So a funky first out of the inning for Ramirez. And Flores making the play up the line. The Dodgers thought it was foul. And it sets up Tucker. Second and third, 1 out. And up and away, 2-1.
So I'm Kyle Tucker. I'm looking for something out over the plate, something elevated, so at least, especially with the infield in, this is a hitter's delight in the situation. 2-1 count. You don't have to swing at his pitch, but you definitely have to get this elevated so you at least drive the ball to the outfield.
And another arm side miss. And that sweeper is Ramirez's best pitch, but it's gone wayward out of the zone. And all 4 infielders creeping again behind Ramirez. 3-1 deal. And a bouncing ball through the right side for a base hit. Betts scores. Here comes Muncy. And man, did Kyle Tucker need that. Go-ahead hit to snap an 0 for 26 at Dodger Stadium.
Gets a fastball down in the zone. He was looking for the fastball the whole time, laid off those breaking balls, got himself in a hitter-friendly count, and did not miss it, and swung with aggression. Wow.
Ball.
11 days that had felt like 3 months for Kyle Tucker since his last hit here.
And yes, that was a hit that took the lead for the Dodgers, but did you hear a little more oomph in that crowd? Like, we're behind you, we're pulling for you. You're such a big component, and we still believe that you can get the job done.
And for a strike to Hernandez. Well, the expression never changed for Tucker after the hit, but you could see it in Colorado when he struggled there that he was wearing it.
He wanted to smile right there. He wanted to smile. There was a clip of him right there where he wanted to smile, but he also wanted to be stoic and, you know, business as usual.
And he takes off. Ramirez didn't pay any attention, and Tucker has second base.
Now you're playing. Now you're playing the game. You know, your shoulders slumped down after that base hit. And this was his calling card, especially when he was healthy in Houston. He could run the bases properly. Times it perfectly as far as getting the momentum to second.
Come on.
Putting himself in scoring position.
And that one on the pitcher. Davis, one of the best throwing catchers in all of baseball, had no shot at Tucker. And back in with that best pitch for Ramirez, 2-2. Major feel-good swing for Kyle Tucker. Give the Dodgers their first lead of the night. And Hernandez waves through a second straight sweeper. And 2 outs for Ramirez. First 3 in this game to the Pirates. Next 4 in this game to the Dodgers. Alec Thomas made it a 1-run game last inning with his first Dodger hit and his first Dodger RBI. Well, that is a big run for Ramirez to keep out there at second. It's maybe the most obvious statement of the night. Being down 1 is better than 2, but the reason I say that, O'Neal Cruz is leading off the next inning.
You've already seen this seesaw battle that they've had over the last couple nights, so everyone is at a premium. You're feeling this postseason intensity over the last couple nights, so I knew coming into this ball game, and what did I say? 3-0 will not be the final. This is going to be a back and forth.
That was a major limb you went.
That will not be the final.
Swing and a miss. All right, chance to go on another limb again. Will this game end 4-3?
Talk to you in an hour. Oh, man.
Tarek Skubal to the mound with his first lead of the night. 3-0 Pirates, now 4-3 Dodgers. And this is the matchup that people paid a ticket to see tonight. We've got a challenge on the first pitch.
Wow.
Is that another 0.1 off the plate? Oh, 0.2. We're way out wide. Had 2 challenges in this series of 0.1 off the plate. That's inches off the plate. There's strike 1.
Ever since Cruz hit that first sinker down, he started him off, slowed him down, try to set up that fastball and double up with that slower breaking ball as well.
Snaps in a fastball.
You've seen over the last 2 innings that fastball has more life, more conviction. He's holding at 97, 98 miles an hour.
Got Cruz, who has tape measure power, has the tying run. Fought it off. But there are 3 big things for O'Neal Cruz, and we got some people in Pittsburgh stirring with our MVP comment for O'Neal Cruz. He has potential to be an MVP. 3 big things for him this year. He's better against lefties. He's better against breaking balls, and he's better with 2 strikes.
Also been better against lefties.
That was one of the 3.
Yeah, one of the lefties, that being able to set up and be in the lineup every day and have that productivity and be able to match up against guys like Skubal. But that is just an excellent sequence, man. Like, you can't cover 99 and then also cover that slow of a breaking ball. And once again, Skubal gets him.
Good hands play, sponsored by Allstate. Skubal has settled down after 3 first-inning runs. 13 of the last 14 to the plate. He's retired.
Being able to get that pitch mix and really get that sequence going. And it all started on being able to land that slider to the glove side. That opened up everything. A couple good cutters, a couple good sliders to Gonzalez, and then all of a sudden, that next time through that lineup, you see the numbers.
Pitch count. And a good spot. 85 pitches, working into the 6th with 1 out. Didn't strike anybody out his first time through the lineup. Last 13 hitters, he has punched 9 tickets. And he's a pitch away from another on Flores.
Now that leg kicks a little more higher. You know what I mean? He's working at a better pace. He's more enthusiastic because now he understands exactly how that ball needs to come out of his hand.
Or on the D-train scale.
And listen, he said I was one of his favorite pitchers. I said, dude, we got to work on your heroes, man. That's not comparable, but I appreciate that. Got a chance to talk to him briefly before this ball game today. But when he's on, a lot like Paul Skeens, there's nothing you can do.
1-2. Flores strikes out swinging. There's that patented changeup. And it's a perfect 10 for Skubal. His 10th strikeout.
So deceptive. The arm swing, and you have to honor 99 in the back pocket. And that changeup, it just never gets to the hitter's zone.
Now Jake Mangum, 2 outs, nobody on. Shows a bunt. And he's the one guy in the Pirates lineup you can count on to try to bunt for a hit. Got 6 bunt hits on the year. Did see Henry Davis drop a sacrifice early in this game. And clipped foul for strike 1. Skubal got through 6 his last start against Milwaukee on Sunday. That took 109 pitches. And he's a pitch away from maybe and most likely earning a 7th inning.
We saw the slider right under Magnum's barrel, and then all of a sudden that fastball takes off. In the last 10 feet, that's very difficult. It puts the hitter on the defensive to either take that pitch and allow Skubal to take that strike, or offer at it and you guessed wrong, and that's a slider.
Still throwing hard deep into the start. And he strikes out Mangum. 100 miles per hour on pitch. 90 of the night. He has found his comfort zone in Dodger blue. The big ticket at the trade deadline, Tarik Skubal, has the Dodgers in front by 1. History is coming to the nation's capital. IndyCar races through the heart of Washington, D.C. in a once-in-a-lifetime spectacle celebrating America's 250th. Coverage begins tomorrow, the Freedom 250, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time on Fox. And that should be an absolute treat. So, Dodgers' old NL West rival, former Giants closer back in this ballpark, Camilo Doval. Trade deadline pickup from the Yankees for this remade Pirates bullpen.
Yeah, struggled a little bit in the Yankee uniform, but still has high velocity and good stuff. And Pirates are hoping that a change of scenery could really get him a good situation and good mindset as well.
It's the 9-batter vet, then Ohtani. Doval, just like when he was a wide-eyed 23-year-old rookie with the Giants, still throws really hard. 98 on the fastball.
Oh no! Go!
Rortvedt did not go. Doval, lifetime against the Dodgers. 0.90 ERA.
Yeah, you know, the late life on that fastball, but also the secondary pitches as well, and a little bit of deceptive like movement with that windup as well. And so that fastball gets on you in a hurry.
Big bouncer out to second for Gonzalez, and he throws out the catcher, Ben Rortvedt. Michael Bublé rings through the speakers for the 3rd time tonight. And Shohei Ohtani on his bobblehead night. I mean, there was a crowd, I feel like starting at the end of last night's game, lining up to get to the ballpark for Shohei's bobblehead night tonight.
I'll tell you what, I got to be honest. I always have to look up the bobblehead or giveaway schedule, because between Hello Kitty night and Shohei bobblehead night, you have to get to the yard early for the pregame show as well. And so, but they always draw awesome crowd here. The environment is always second to none. Even as an opposing player, I always enjoy, coming to Dodger Stadium. And if you're from California, I know you're from the Midwest, but if you're from California, it doesn't matter if you're from Northern Cal or Southern Cal. This is the cathedral of baseball as far as the Mecca and where you want to make it if you're a California kid.
Oh, big swing. He was trying to pay off the 54,000 that got bobbleheads tonight with a home run on his big night.
Tried to hit that ball to Pasadena.
Ooh.
A long ways.
What'd you say?
Made that drive in about 3 hours from LAX.
Hey!
The bobblehead that they gave away tonight is him pitching, which is fitting with him taking the mound back. We got timer violation. Ball 2.
Showing the emotion. This is my favorite Shohei Ohtani, when he gets out of a big jam saw that memorable bat against Mike Trout at the WBC front. That was fun to watch. I always liked seeing him play with emotion.
Swing and a miss. Doval on that slider. Strikes out Ohtani, his second strikeout tonight at the plate for the Dodgers.
First baseman, number 5.
So this is the emotion you were talking about.
Yes.
The Shohei Ohtani bobblehead.
I love it. I love it. The fist pump coming up with a big slider down and in, or that nasty fastball at 100 miles an hour. Excellent job.
Well, that's one of a couple bobblehead nights coming up here. The catch from Game 7 of the World Series. Kike Hernandez and Andy Pages. That's coming up in September.
I had to ask Kike about that, and he said he took a step forward and all of a sudden he realized he had to turn into a wide receiver, and his ball's over, and he feels like right before the ball comes down, all of a sudden he sees black, and Andy Pages said, "You okay?" He said, "Did you catch it?" He said, "Yeah."
I think all 50 million people watching throughout the world blacked out.
Yes.
For better or for worse, whoever you were cheering for.
I was in Oakland, California, visiting my mother, and everybody at the hotel was watching the game. You know that close rivalry between obviously the proximity of the Giants fans and their fandom.
Back up the middle, a base hit for Freddie Freeman. He had started this homestand for the Dodgers 0 for 7. And he has his first hit with 2 outs in the 6th.
You were sitting there, Connor, when we were talking during Shohei's BP, and Freddie says, the power comes, the power goes. But all I want to do is hit 300. And that's a man that made a living off hitting the baseball line to line, trusting his hand speed, bat-to-ball skills, and he's been doing it for a long time at a high level.
And Doval will try to get through Mookie Betts to get the Pirates back to the bat rack in the 7th. You know what's fascinating about him saying that exact thing today? Start of the day, Freddie Freeman, career, exactly 300. Season, exactly 300 batting average.
His first ballot Hall of Famer. I mean, he's been doing it. Connor, I faced Freddie Freeman. Okay, that's how long he's been doing it. Dan Uggla is one of my best friends. He said, watch out for Freeman. I mean, he told us, and this young guy turned me around a couple times as far as covering that baseball, and I said, man, I had to shake his hand after the game, and obviously I knew then when he was in the Braves uniform. Now the Dodgers get him. He's made his 10th All-Star game this year, 5th consecutive in a Dodger uniform. You want to talk about success and longevity, you look at that man leading off at first base.
You got the former Pirate Andrew McCutchen. Third on that active players list as Davis.
Yeah, I got you. Calls the ball, the catcher's challenge.
May have just ended the inning for Doval and the Pirates.
Calls confirmed.
And he did. Gold Glove candidate Henry Davis with a point out toward Doval. Pirates chasing a run. The 7th we go in LA. Hot temperatures and hot temperaments in Dodger Stadium tonight between innings. Pirates pitcher Camilo Doval got run. Alfonso Marquez, the home plate umpire, extended conversation about the strike zone, and there's the heave.
Yeah, umpires don't mess around when you challenge their strike zone.
Well, the Pirates literally within rule did challenge the strike zone and won. Doval felt he got squeezed a couple times in the bottom of that 6th, and his day is done. Swing and a miss.
Could be some history between them two, though. And finally, Doval has had enough of it and kind of expected to get rung. And they'll give you a warning, they'll give you a look, and then after a while, test their arm strength.
Right.
If you will.
Scuba with 11 strikeouts. And Nick York lives to see another pitch. Here's the question now for the Pirates. Scubal's pitch count at 95. Can they get Scubal out of the game and do what they did last night? Pirates trailed 4-2 in the 8th inning. Came back to tie it. Chopper out to shortstop. Betts attacks it. And the throw to first is picked out by Freeman. And one away. We'll go all in on game nights with MLB Plus. Stream MLB Network 24/7 and select out-of-market games every week, plus live radio broadcasts of every game, game day 3D, big inning, and minor league action. Visit MLB.com/MLB Plus to subscribe today. And not just the big league games, but you can check out where you first faced Donnie Kelly, the Pirates manager. Can watch some Midwest League.
Yeah.
You guys faced each other. You were in Kane County, right?
That's correct.
And then he was West Michigan with the Tigers.
Fun battles, and you want to talk about the leg kick and being out of sorts back then in A-ball, man. But
he thought you were cheating. That's what Donnie Kelly told us today.
But we had a good time down there in the trenches, learning how to play baseball and being a professional at a high level. And you remember those at-bats. You remember those experiences playing against guys in A-ball and saying, man, that dude's a different beast. He's going to make it to the big leagues. Really, not even the big leagues. He's going to make it to Double-A. You know what I mean? That's the goal, because you're seeing so much talent. And especially in the minor leagues, everybody's a state player of the year and what have you. But
into the hands of Jared Triolo. Well, you and Donnie Kelly ended up being teammates late in your career in Detroit.
Yeah, and you know, it's so funny, and I know you were in the manager meeting, obviously, in there, and us. Don Kelly was a constant professional, a guy that can play all over the diamond, and you didn't really see emotion from him. And then all of a sudden, as a manager, he's turned into Bobby Cox, and he's very fired up and very emotional. And a foul ball off Trujillo's ankle, and
that's the look, right?
Yes.
You're used to seeing. You didn't expect that he was going to lead the majors in ejections.
No. And I love that he cracked a smile. He's like, I'm not trying to, but he wants to protect his guys. And that goes over big time in a locker room. It really does. When you see somebody that genuinely cares about it and cares about you being successful at the highest level.
Base is empty with one out. Skubal has been in control since the first. And a fly ball foul. Did you see manager potential when you were Donnie Kelly's?
Absolutely, 1,000%, because he knew where to be all over the diamond. It's one thing if you get you're bred to be a third baseman, but he can play all over the infield. He knew how to play baseball, run the bases the right way. So I'm not shocked at all that he's having success being a big league manager.
Tommy Edman playing a shallow right field to retire Triolo. That is the only spot in the lineup tonight, the 8th spot where Triolo hits, that Skubal has not struck out a guy at least once. So 8 of the 9 spots in the Pirates lineup, he struck out at least one batter.
Catcher Henry Davis.
And mental toughness to even get to this point, because it was looking ugly, especially the first 2 innings. At one point in the second inning, he was already throwing 35 pitches, and for him to be able to bear down in terms of be able to be an efficient monster to get to this point, to help the game be short for Dave Roberts down there in that bullpen, it's an awesome job.
Henry Davis checked up. He did not. Oh, he did. Originally, Alfonso Marquez sounded like he said no, he didn't, and the appeal down to Mike Estabrook. Yes, he did. Nearing that career high, and that ball is yanked in the air to left. And that is a sky ball out to Teoscar Hernandez. And through 7 innings for the first time as a Dodger, Tarik Skubal back on beam after a rocky first inning. The Pirates and the Dodgers in game 2 of this series from Los Angeles. Any scenic shot here, serenity.
It's beautiful. Baseball heaven at its finest.
Well, hug watch in a positive way for Tarik Skubal. Not the trade deadline kind, but the hug watch, meaning your night is over after 106 pitches. And his best night as a Dodger, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. And more so, that's what we're talking about. This is the expectation when you go out there. So we're not going to be giddy about it. This is what we expect you to do. You're one of the best arms in our sport. And so, but I love the mental toughness, because sometimes when you're struggling, it's easy to put your shoulders down and feel sorry for yourself. He did not. And because of that, he allowed this offense to fight back into the game.
Max Muncy flirts with the right field corner again. Strike 2 against Kirby Yates, the new Pirates pitcher.
And you want to see what guys are made of. It's one thing to see a guy across the diamond, but when they're in your locker room and they're not going your way or they're their way, all of a sudden you see them fight back and give yourself a chance to win ball games. It sends shockwaves.
Muncy through the right side for his 3rd hit of the night. He's been on all 4 times, and his tear in August rolls right into this Saturday.
Coming into this ball game today, 4 home runs, 10 RBIs over his last 8 games. He stays on fire. This is a sinker tailing in, but catching too much of the heart of the plate, and still Max Muncy showing the ability to pull the baseball through the hole.
The judges will deduct a 10th for a stumble down the first base line. Tommy Edman takes a strike. And Kirby Yates, back-to-back nights he pitches in what was his home ballpark last year. He went to the Angels. He was on the other side of the Freeway Series earlier this year in this park for the Angels, and was surprised to be dealt to the Pirates at the deadline. So Edman goes opposite field, and makes a break on it and plucks it off the Bermuda grass. The Mayor with a beauty out and left.
Excellent jump off the bat. Got around the baseball. Looked it right into the glove. That's the only way you make that play. Very difficult if the ball's right at you to know how to time that dive, and also the depth perception of where the ball's going to be.
The no governor left fielder for the Pirates. And Tucker yanks it foul, which is funny that Brandon Lowe said that. No governor for a guy named the Mayor. This was Tucker last time, his first hit in 11 days in this ballpark.
You know, the pitches before that he took, especially from the sweeper, set himself up where he was in a 3-1 count, a friendly hitter count, and all of a sudden got aggressive with the fastball down. Hopefully this is something that really can get him going.
You said he teased a smile. I didn't see it.
A little bit. It's levels of smiles. It's not a Dontrell Willis smile when you see me, Connor, but just a little bit of smile saying, okay, I appreciate not only my teammates, but what the crowd is trying to do for me.
You're the standard of smiles.
Oh, man. Enough. Oh, no! My tired act.
Tucker didn't. I wasn't fighting it.
1-2. I apologize, Connor. You've been around me all day. You know what I mean? It's almost over, brother. It's all right.
Well, I'm not trying to get out of here. 1-2 on Tucker. Yates to Tucker.
Ball.
And that's outside.
Calls the ball to catcher's counter.
Pirates have both of theirs. And that was not one of Davis's better efforts on a guy that's been excellent at that all year.
What's that?
I've only used one.
Really?
Monday night against the Tigers, he started that game 4 for 4, Davis did. That one well wide. From 0-2 to 2-2. This is a very different look that the Pirates bring from Jared Jones, who started the game. Camilo Doval after him. You got 98 from Jones on the fastball, 98 from Doval. This is the softest thrower that the Pirates have.
And Kirby's done a good job, especially the tail end of his career, throwing that split finger and making everything look enticing, but get the hitter to roll over like that.
Wow, great pick by Flores, and the return to first for a double play. Something that'll make the Flores family smile. The Anaheim kid, with his parents watching him for the first time as a pro, put that in the memory bank for his mom and dad to end the 7th. Score big on authentic team gear at MLBshop.com. From official jerseys and memorabilia to hats and hoodies, we've got the season covered. Scan the QR code or visit MLBshop.com, the official source for your favorite team gear. Well, the Pirates finally see a new pitcher. Tarek Skubal out after 7 innings, and it's up to Evan Phillips in the Dodgers bullpen to protect a 1-run Dodgers lead. It's the top with Nick Gonzalez for the Pirates, and in for strike 1.
Such an important piece. The Dave Roberts bullpen down there, Evan Phillips, pitching a lot of high leverage situations.
And it's a Dodgers bullpen that has taken this fan base on a theme park ride the last month and a half or so.
1-2.
Edwin Diaz, their closer. I mean, that was blood pressure through the roof when he was healthy and coming into the game. On the IL right now. Trying to stabilize late in the season, and that's an excellent start for Phillips. He fans Gonzalez. The Pirates trying to stay in the NL race. Our sleeper picks presented by Mattress Firm. Pirates 6.5 games back. The red hot Phillies with a walk-off win last night. They stormed back after firing Rob Thompson. The Padres have been hot. And the Pirates have 3 other teams to leap over to try to get back in the mix.
Regardless where you are, if you're the Pirates in the standings, it's important to play in these type of ball games because really you can assess how good they can and handle pressure, especially against upper echelon in the National League. Very important. If you're the Dodgers, you have to continue to stay focused and get one of those top 2 seeds to be able to get a bye, especially how much baseball you have played over the last couple seasons. It is vital.
Berlin Valdez repping the tying run. Fouls it back. Healthy cut with 2 strikes.
He's not going to get cheated on there, especially on the sliders.
He's hitting under 100, Valdez is, with 2 strikes this year, but he does have 4 home runs. So it is not a choke up and crowd the plate type approach. It's yanked by Phillips.
1-2.
Valdez got off to that torrid start. You mentioned it earlier, D-Train. He was the National League Rookie of the Month in July. First month, he had 12 home runs and 31 driven in. Only 4 guys in MLB history have ever done that. The other one, or one of the other ones, Will Smith, his rookie year for the Dodgers.
So when you look at him and Cruz, and guys that you would use as focal points at the top of the lineup, you see why they were successful as an offense. You have the bat the ball skills. Reynolds, we talked about that early in the ball game. Cruz, the power threat. Valdez is someone that can do both.
Laid off. I mean, in July, it was an expectation, if you're a Pirate fan, that you were going to show up to the park and Valdez was going to entertain. That was when O'Neal Cruz was on the injured list. It hasn't been quite the same in August.
Well, it's different because now you're starting to get circled. O'Neal Cruz just got back into the lineup a couple days ago. And so now, if you're a scouting report, you can't let this young man win a ball game because he's possessed the power that he can do it by himself.
Valdez sizzles that ball to left center field, and that ball is up against the wall. That is what you're talking about for Valdez. Tying run to scoring position.
Come out
on a ball he absolutely ripped for a double.
Thank you.
Showed that he can cover that breaking ball early, and all of a sudden a fastball down. Hit down through the baseball, and I'm looking at Teo, and he's just looking. This ball was rifled off the wall.
Once the Pirates' first hit since the 2nd inning, as Valdez will be pinch run for us. The tying run out there. Billy Cook holding that 4th run of the night for the Pirates with a good part of their lineup coming up now. Brian Reynolds and O'Neal Cruz, the next two do. It's outside. Well, it was the 8th inning last night for Pittsburgh. Reynolds set the table for Cruz to get this game tied, or that game tied. Jack Dreyer has a baseball. Figure you might see him for O'Neal Cruz next. Most likely will. Up and outside, 2-0. We saw why, with one swing, why the Pirates love Valdez. I mean, not a huge prospect. Smaller signing bonus as an international free agent. There's a strike. Victor Santana was the Pirate scout that ID'd Valdez in the Dominican Republic. And I will never forget this line from him.
2-1.
It was 2 words, but it was a lot of words. Why did you like Valdez when you saw him as a 16-year-old? He said, the bat, the bat, the bat, the bat, the bat. He said it like 16 times. That's how much Victor Santana believed in what Valdez could be as a big leaguer.
Middle of the lineup threat. That's it. And they don't grow on trees. And so, especially in that ballpark, in that division, have to go to Wrigley where the ball flies, have to go to Milwaukee where the ball flies, but then you also go to St. Louis where you need true threat.
Ball squirts away from Rortvedt, and Cook, the pinch runner, is 90 feet away from a tie game.
Yeah, a rare miscue. Tried to backhand that breaking ball that backed up. Took phenomenal job getting that secondary. That's why it's always important to get a good secondary to get that momentum to try to steal 90 feet.
Skubal in line for the win. The Pirates would like to make it a no decision and get that tying run in from third. We showed you those National League wildcard standings, a massive road trip that the Pirates just started last night. This is the second of a 9-gamer. And a swing and a miss. Reynolds down against Phillips. And this inning will be up to O'Neal Cruz.
Nasty slider. When he's locked in, the depth change to spin, excellent.
Well, a lot of strategy on the table here. Dave Roberts intentionally walked O'Neal Cruz last night with a game on the line. This time we'll go to a lefty. Jack Dreyer on next out of the Dodger pen. Felt like a Creed concert during the pitching change with Jack Dreyer running into one last breath by Creed and trying to strand the tying run at third with O'Neal Cruz taking strike 1. Same inning last night. O'Neal Cruz came to the plate in the 8th inning with the Pirates trailing. And he had a 2-run homer to tie the game. His second home run since coming back from the IL. 1-1.
Skubal ultimately at the end rushed him with the fastball, but then went to the breaking ball. I think Cruz is going to be looking for that breaking ball from Dreyer as well.
Oh no!
And he fooled him, but he did hold up. Malachi Moore, the third base umpire, saw it all the way for ball 2. Two-1. Swing and a miss. That was an attempt to give the Pirates the lead.
1,000%. He was looking for that fastball. Guessed right, and Dreyer with that fastball just above that swing path.
A critical part of the schedule for the Pirates. Need to stack as many wins as possible to get back in the wild card. 2-2 is called. Strike 3. Cruz, the Pirates, one last breath in the 8th. Tonight's telecast is sponsored by Geico. Savings and service. Get you great savings and service here. Night started with Jared Jones from Whittier, California, dueling with Tarek Skubal. Early returns were pro Jared Jones. Then Tarek Skubal ripped off 11 strikeouts and rebounded from a rocky first inning. And that's where we stand into the bottom of the 8th with the D-Train, Dontrell Willis, Connor Onion. With the Dodgers looking for one last add-on against Antoine Kelly in behind Kirby Yates.
You're going to see another guy that has high velocity and can spin it. They have some serious firepower in that Pittsburgh bullpen.
Kelly recalled this week. Isaac Mattson went back down to AAA for the Pirates. Hernandez goes reaching.
How many times have we seen 99, 99, 101, 102? It's like, man, I remember when 95 used to be good.
So the 9 home runs you hit in your career deserve an asterisk. That's what I'm hearing.
Oh!
Just missed the end.
No, they count. They count. No, sir.
Yeah, nobody asks what was the velocity when it did it clear the yellow line.
That's all that matters, baby.
Ground ball foul. And just past the dive of Nick York.
I remember facing Eric Gagne, pitch hit for the Marlins. He threw me 2 changeups and a fastball at 99. I never saw it. Never saw it. That's called overmatched.
How do you know?
Because I heard the sizzle. Remember we went over that. No chance.
Oh!
Excellent take by Teo after seeing all that velocity and being able to take that.
He had an RBI single, and he will not reach here. His 3rd strikeout. Came back in the 4th inning when the Dodgers offense came to life. Part of our game summary sponsored by Bank of America. It was 3-0 in the 1st inning for the Pirates. O'Neal Cruz with an RBI triple that drove in 2, but just 1 hit since then. Skubal locked in. The offense got going for the Dodgers, and Kyle Tucker with a huge sigh of relief moment for the Dodgers.
You know, he's going to keep on working hard, but this is a situation where if Skubal doesn't set that up. Now, the 2nd inning, it seems like Skubal's back to his wall. The Pirates are looking to add on. He steps up and keeps that score there. And like I said,
Oh, wow. A trampoline hop off the glove of Gonzalez out into right field. And Thomas takes 2nd. That took 2 funky hops on Nick Gonzalez.
Oh, top spin on that one. Yeah, that 2nd hop was a little higher than Gonzalez expected. With Alex Thomas' speed, you knew that was a stand-up double once it kicked off Gonzalez's glove.
That play, I think you can have some grace on him for a hop like that. It has not been a good defensive season for Nick Gonzalez. He made the move over to 3rd base when Brandon Lau came over in the trade for the Pirates. He has made up for it with his bat. One of the league's top hitters. And that will go E4 on Gonzalez. Ben Rortvedt trying to drive in an insurance run against Antoine Kelly. Up and outside, 2-1.
2-1.
How much did you get out, take grounders throughout your time in the big leagues? Did you ever do that during BP? Just
a couple of times. I always get
it?
kicked out to the outfield. Like, get out of here. You know what I mean? Yeah, they didn't want me to jam a finger or act like, yeah, my days in the infield were over.
Twisting line drive out to left. Mangum makes the call. And Thomas will stay at 2nd. And it will bring Ohtani to the plate for the 5th time tonight. In that two-man race with Pete Crow Armstrong for the National League MVP. Ohtani looking for his first hit tonight. He takes a strike. And for these fans, they want to make their bobblehead bobble with a big moment from Ohtani. Just took 102 to the black for strike one. Ball.
And you're seeing now, especially with these bullpen arms, yes, they have high velocity, but the secondary pitches are elite too, whether it be the changeup or the slider as well. And so it always keeps you honest.
Come out. Come on.
Well, it's already a hard-throwing bullpen for Pittsburgh. And top 5 in the big leagues as far as average fastball velocity from this pen.
Ooh.
That was 101, but pretty fat.
Took something off it a little bit. You know, a little get me over fastball to work myself right back in the count. Went down in his own off speed to try to get Shohei to chase.
And a little bouncer. Flores escorts it to the bag, and the inning comes to an end. Looks like it'll be Tanner Scott's 9th in a 1-run LA lead. Last call time for the Pittsburgh Pirates after they led it 3-0 after a half. Now they face Tanner Scott, who's the closer without Edwin Diaz, on the injured list with a neck injury. And that 2.28 ERA. A big turnaround from last year for Scott. And Rafael Flores after the first pitch, deep in the hole, bets off balance. He got him! Gold glove type play from Mookie Betts to start the 9th.
The work that he's put in, coming from an outfield position where he was a Gold Glover, second to none. Deep in the hole, showing that arm strength and athletic ability, really fun to watch. And that was the only play that was going to get that runner.
The body language has been much different for Betts. The Pirates up there hacking in the 9th. Mangum chops it foul. But you see that bounce again. You saw the big smile there after that play. Starting to see that more the last few weeks as he started to hit more.
He also looks stronger, you know, and that's tough to do during the season. More confident. The ball's jumping off his bat a little bit more. Very important to have one of your captains in that locker room feeling good about themselves. And really talking to Dave Roberts, he's had Mookie really speak to not only about his struggles, but the expectation of this ball club trying to accomplish a three-peat.
Jake Mangum, a 300 hitter most of the year. Stays in there just barely. Dodgers do not have a challenge here in this 9th inning. And nothing for 3 with a couple of strikeouts for Mangum. Trying to get the tying run aboard again. Outside. You look at 2 missed opportunities for the Pirates. They had a chance against Skubal. First and second, nobody out in the second, and did not score. And then in the 8th inning, they had O'Neal Cruz at the plate and Brian Reynolds at the plate with a tying run at third, and did not come through.
Dave Roberts late in the ball game, picking the right scenario and the right guys, taking Evan Phillips out of that ball game, going to Trier, going lefty on lefty. He wins that matchup. There's points in a ball game, especially when you have a chance to swing the momentum. Skubal did that in the 2nd inning, and really now you're going to see him go, because all of a sudden he found the pitch mix and really the command he wanted to. He kept the Pirates at bay.
2-2. Mango still in there fighting.
He's pesky.
The Pirates' best breaking ball hitter. He sees that pitch as well as anybody in this lineup. Just laid off to fight another. Did he? Yes, he did. Mangum can't believe it. Mike Estabrook rings him up.
That fastball, Connor, just took off. He saw a couple sliders down, and all of a sudden he felt like he can get on top of that fastball, but there was no way with that type of velocity.
So last out for the Pirates. Last man standing is Nick York.
Ooh.
He took a healthy hack. Well, one swing could do it for the Pirates. They got this game level late last night to send it to extras. And Scott has the Pirates down to their last strike.
Excellent fastball, well located. They're so used to him bringing the slider, bringing the fastball middle to end. Good fastball down the way.
To their feet at Dodger Stadium.
Now Tanner Scott has him being conscious of the ball in, maybe even go slider in, or maybe the fastball up and away to change eyeball like he did the at-bat before.
The Dodgers going for a 5th straight win. 0-2 on York. Scott home. And scooped in the air out to shallow right center. Edman is there. He makes the catch. 5 straight Dodger wins. And Tarek Skubal has his first Dodger win. 4-3 the final.
It was a gritty win, especially by Skubal being himself from the 2nd inning on. They wanted this ball game, and it was fun to watch, seeing Skubal really sink in and really get the sequences going. The velocity came back, and now he has that victory, and now his shoulders can relax. And so timely hits also by Kyle Tucker. That was a big at-bat for him. Let's see him go. But at the right time, talking to Dave Roberts with this veteran-led club, they're starting to play good baseball at the right time.
It's delivering the win, sponsored by DQ. You talk about a muscle relaxer for Skubal. The guy on the right side there, Kyle Tucker, with one of those moments too.
Yeah, and the home crowd pulling for him and him coming through. That's storybook for him. But Max Muncy is the focal point, man. Him being able to get this offense going and have a couple barrels down the line. If they get everybody moving in the right direction, man, watch out for this offense moving forward.
Well, so the Dodgers win their 5th in a row. They keep pace with Milwaukee for that #1 seed in the National League after 2 wins for the Brewers this weekend against Atlanta. For Dontrell Willis and our entire Fox crew, this is Connor Onion saying good night from LA. The final 4-3 Dodgers. After this, we'll send you to Kevin Burke.